For example, you people are earning something, right? And over there, I'll ask that you have to pay me something. You are earning 100 rupees. I'll ask you that you have to pay me 60 rupees every month. Okay. So will you continue that job? Tell me. For example, you are earning 100 rupees and every month I'm asking you, no matter what, you have to pay me 60 rupees. So will you continue this type of job where you have to pay someone every month? Girls?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Right? So similarly, over here, there was a zamindari system. So everyone who is working in the agriculture field, they have to pay it to someone, right? No matter whether they are the productivity is 1 kg, 2 kg, 100 kg, whatever it is, everyone has to pay. Okay. So it is worse. So stagnation of the agriculture sector was caused mainly due to various system of land settlement. They are also known as the land settlement system that were introduced in the colonial government, particularly the zamindari system, right? So it basically starts from the Bengal one, right? And over here, the profit accruing out of the agriculture sector went to zamindar instead of the cultivator. However, nothing was done to improve this. So for example, you are growing the crops over here, whatever profit is there, you are earning any profit that will go directly to the zamindars. And for example, I am taking the money. So of course, it's my duty to do the innovations in agriculture to improve the things, to improve the status of the cultivator and everything. But zamindar were taking the money. All the profit creation were going to zamindar, but they were doing nothing for the improvement. Okay. So this was the first reason that, okay, whatever profit you are earning, that is going to zamindar, but still they were doing nothing to improve the condition of agriculture field. Second, the main interest of zamindar was only to collect rent regardless of the economic condition of the cultivator. This caused immense misery and the social tension among the cultivator. So over here, no matter whether you are a poor person or a rich person, for a rich person, paying 60 rupees is not an issue because he is earning 1,000 rupees, right? But a person who is earning only 80 rupees, is it not possible for him to give 60% to the zamindar? But zamindar, like they were like, no, you have to pay no matter what, whether you are dying, whether your productivity is zero, whether your productivity is 100%, you have to pay, right? And because of this, people were in tension that they are like, okay, they are not free. Whatever they are producing, they have the tension that, okay, this percent of our profit we have to give to the zamindar. So this was again the problem. So most of the people, they started leaving the sector because they were like, there is no profit over here. We have to pay. And plus they have a tension as well that I have to pay like that, right? And to a very large extent, the term of revenue settlement was also responsible for the zamindar adopting such attitude. Example, date of depositing specific sum of revenue or fixed feeling with zamindar will lose their right. Now, over here, zamindar, what they were doing, they have fixed the date that on 10th of every month, you have to pay the revenue. No matter whether you have money or not, you have to pay the thing. And zamindars, they were totally like, you have to pay, so you have to pay. They were so much strict with the rules. Now, the thing is that, ma'am, why zamindars are doing all this? So zamindars were doing this because if they will not do this. Now, for example, these are the people, peasants, these are the zamindar, and these are the Britishers, right? So Britishers, they have hired the zamindars. Zamindar used to collect taxes from the people and they used to give it to the Britishers, right? So now if they will not collect the tax, right? So what Britishers will do? Britishers will fire them, and fire in the sense like they'll remove them from the post. Okay. So that's why they were very rigid and they fixed the date that no matter what, you have to pay the tax. So because of all this condition, because of this, see, a lot of complication is there, a lot of tension is there. So will you continue this job? No. People started moving, shifting to some other place. People started hating agriculture. And because of this, what happened? Low productivity was there. Earlier, 1,000 farmers were working in the field. Everyone was producing 1 kg. So 1,000 kg was being produced. Now, out of 1,800 people, only 800 people are working. So what is happening? Only 800 produces there. 800 kgs of produces there. So that means there is low productivity, like decrease in productivity, right? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, first problem is that, ma'am, they introduced these type of settlement and all that. Because of this, the problem was there. Now, the question is, ma'am, this is so lengthy answer. So see, if they are asking you this question, that what are the factors that leads to the low productivity in agriculture sector, you will write zamindari system. You can write these any point, whatever you can make a short note. But sometimes they ask you the question like this: due to zamindari system, how the agriculture stagnation part was there, or agriculture productivity came to downfall, right? So over there, you have to write all this point in an expanded form because that is for 3 mark or 2 mark, right? Clear? So that's why I'm teaching you both for 6 marker. I'm preparing for the long answer as well as short answer from this context only. So if they are asking you for only zamindari system, then you should have at least the material to write it down. But in case if they are asking you the general one, you can write whatever point you want to make it and whatever point you feel like that it's okay for the question. Clear? Okay. Now coming to this, lack of irrigation facilities and low level of technology. Right? So over here, low level of technology, lack of irrigation facilities, and negligible use of fertilizers were responsible for the plight of the farmer and contributed to the dismal level of agriculture productivity. Right? So over here, I want to produce, for example, I don't have machine, I'm doing manually, so I'll be producing 100 kg. Right? But for example, I have a machine, I can produce 1000 kg. Right? But over here, there was no irrigation facility. Like everyone was dependent on the rainwater, right? That there will be rain and they'll be, doing irrigation in their crops and in their agriculture fields. But no, there was no technology for other things. So because of this, also the productivity was very, very low because there was no fertilizers, negligible use of fertilizer, no technology was there. Nobody was teaching them then how to improve the productivity. So because of that, also the productivity of agriculture was too low, right? So though there was some evidence of relatively higher yield of cash crops in certain area country due to commercialization of agriculture, but this was hardly help farmer in improving their economic condition. Now in some area, this was the commercialization was like crops was there. Commercialization is when you are selling the crop and in return you are getting the money, right? So over here these were the thing and they were producing the cash crops and all that, but Britishers were forcing the people to produce the cash crop. Cash crop means like indigo and all that, which they are grain. See, cash crop means only crop that is used for the purpose of earning money, right? That is cash crop. But in case if you are not cash crop, apart from that, there will be the food crop, which is the grains and all that, right? So over here, this was the in some area there was a good produce because Britishers were forcing to produce the cash crop like indigo and all that, and people they have nothing, they were like people coming in influence of that and they were producing that. Okay. And next is lack of resources. So over here, see, there are so many terrace farming and all that, flood control is there. There is no proper terrace. For that, you need resources. For example, if you want to score well, of course, you need resources like a good teacher, a good platform where you can learn the things, a good test series, a good notes, all that thing, right? So similarly, if you want to increase the productivity in the agriculture sector, also there also you need all this thing, right? But there was nothing like that. So that's why also they failed for this. Clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So just as India's agriculture was starved by the investment in tennis, so they were starving that, okay, we just need the investment in vessel, but nothing was being done. Flood control, drainage and desalinization of soil. That is desalinization is basically almost people are using the ocean water, like the sea water and all that. And that's salty in nature. So once you again and again use that same water, the soil becomes salty. So that is salinization. We, of course, in salty soil, you cannot grow the crop. So desalinization is basically removing the salt from the thing, right? And then while a small section of farmers changed their cropping pattern from the food crops to the commercial. And over there were few people who just changed their cropping pattern from the food crops to the cash crop to earn the money. But large farmers like the teen and the small farmer, they were still based on this agriculture and they were waiting that when someone will invest over there or when the Britishers will, introduce their things to us so that we can improve our agriculture things like that. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first you will write the heading. What are the causes of agriculture in the India's agriculture stagnation, and this you will write first this, and then you will write this. This stagnation was mainly due to the various system 11 that were introduced by the colonial government, particularly zamindar system. Okay, zamindari system, and then you will write the profit occurring of this 3 points, and then lack of irrigation, and low productivity you will write, and over here just read it and write 1 or 2 line that there was in certain areas country due to the commercial agriculture but hardly improve in economic condition. This cash crop part was not helping the farmer to improve their status, and then lack of resources like that. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, please hold on.
Yes.
Both of you done?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, could you scroll up once? Ma'am, you can scroll down.
Else done?
No, ma'am. The last.
Okay. Girls, are you done now?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Vanisha, you are also done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the next sector, which is the industrial sector. Okay, so
Ma'am,
sorry.
ma'am, what is cash crops?
Cash crops is basically, cash means what? Cash is what? Gold, silver, money, what?
Money.
Money. So that crops which you will sell and you will get money. For example, indigo. Indigo is basically it's used to dye, right? Dye the colors and all that. So basically that's a cash crop which you cannot use for a food. You can only sell it and you can earn the money. So that is the cash crops. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now industrial sector. So over here, industrial sector during the British colonial period. So collapse of India's world famous handicraft industry, you know. So we had only one big manufacturing industry, which is handicraft, but it collapsed, right? Now the thing is that, ma'am, when it collapsed, so what happened? What was the effect on that? So first of all, see, most of the people, they were engaged in the manufacture of this handicraft. So they were now unemployed. So it created massive unemployment in India. And it also created a new demand in India's consumer market. That is increasing the import of cheap manufactured goods from Britain. Clear? So first,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
you will write what was the effect of decline of country's world famous indigenous handicraft industries. Then you will write these 2 points. Okay. Now after this, then you will write the other point, which is What was the twofold motive behind the systematic deindustrialization of effect? Now, Britishers, they were very clever. They then demolished our industries. They slowly, it's like, for example, I am teaching you, but I'm teaching, you have your economic exam, I'm teaching you maths, right? From my end, I'm taking your class. And plus, I'm not giving you any test series and all that. Others will be thinking that I'm taking class, even I'm taking your extra class. But that's not in good direction, right? So similarly, there were twofold motive, like they were doing systematic deindustrialization. They were doing deindustrialization, plus it was very systematic that it was not even looking deindustrialization, right? So see, first is the intention was to reduce India from the status of mere exporter of important raw material for upcoming modern industry in the world. So basically, they just want to India to become the exporter of raw material. And second was to turn India to the importer of finished good, like whatever max, so that they can get maximum advantage by this. So they had two intentions. First, to make India a supplier or the exporter of raw material to the Britain. And second, to make it a sprawling market. Sprawling market, they are totally dependent. In India, there is no industry. For example, you want shoes. There is no industry for shoes production. You are totally dependent on Britishers, that they'll bring the shoes and then you people will purchase it, right? So there was a two basically main motive of this. Okay. So first, what you will write what was the effect of decline of this. You will write this. Then you will write what were the two main motive behind the systematic deindustrialization affected by the Britishers. Clear?
Ma'am, could you explain deindustrialization?
Which one?
Deindustrialization.
Deindustrialization is, see, you have industry, right? Now you have to sell it out. What is that? Deindustrialization. Yes. So over here, industrialization means progressing. Like earlier you have one industry, now your industry, you have two, then you have three, then you have four, then you have five, like that. But now earlier you have four industry, like we have the handicraft industry in a massive way, but now it declined. So it is deindustrialization, yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Earlier we had something, but now it decreased. So that is deindustrialization. Okay?
Yes.
Now you'll write the first question, the answer, second question, the answer.
Done, ma'am.
Done.
Okay. Now, modern industrial sector during the second half of 19th century, right? So over here, this is very important. See, there were few modern industrial sectors. See, what these Britishers were doing basically, that they were not investing on what we were good at, but they were giving us some alternative. For example, I'm teaching you economics, so I should take exam of economics, right? Instead of I'm taking your English exam, GK exam and all that, it's rubbish, right? Similarly, Britishers started to modern industrial sector in this. Initially, they started with the cotton and textile industry, right, which were basically dominated in the western part like Maharashtra, Gujarat, but jewel wins basically in the Bengal part. Then the iron steel industry was basically in the 20th century. The first was Tisco, and third, like few other industry, was sugar, cement, paper, etc., that come up in the second world after the Second World War. Okay, so there were few modern industries. So what kind of modern industry? Cotton and textile and jute textile. Second is Tisco, which is iron and steel, and third is the other like cotton, sugar, cement, paper, etc. So these are the modern industries. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, girls, you were saying something?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay.